Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic. I am Magic Mel and usually have my spirit guide owl behind me, but due to circumstances I'm recording in a different room of the house. In any case, there's been so much movement. We've had so many cosmic alignments, the full moon in Aquarius, the Lionsgate portal, so many planets going retrograde, so the energy is just massive. It's been a while. I've been busy. But today is a special day which I really want to commemorate. Well, actually, it's not the exact date, but it's a reminder of an important date. So today is the 15th of August. The 15th of every month I commemorate because on the 15th of January 2021, I literally resurrected from a state of despair that I thought wouldn't be able to come out of. So every 15th of the month, I remember the day that it did happen. And I remind myself with that date that miracles do happen and that the higher powers exist and that if we ask, we do receive, if we're open to that. So aquí estamos, 15th of August. And it's been, I think, more than 2 weeks now since I did a reading. I really felt compelled to pull some cards and to see where we're at. Vale? So I'm going to use the Light Seers deck. Let's do a 6-card short story. Vale? I've already cleared the space. And let's go ahead. I'm connecting with my angels, spirit guides, and ancestors and spirit himself. Please help us tell a story that needs to be told at this point in time. And let's start with the first card. Thank you so much. How has the summer been treating you? Ooh, 2 cards. Let's see. Okay. How's the summer been treating you? It's been so incredibly hot here in Spain. I've got the fan going still, but we're coming to the end of it. August, it goes down a little bit. First card is the 4 of Swords in reverse. So I'll put it upright first so you can see. Ooh, the reflection. So we see a girl nestled in a big nest with a heart next to her, perhaps her heart. And we see they don't look necessarily like the usual swords, but they almost look like horns around her. So it looks like she's taking a rest, that's for sure. Oh, it's not even horns, it's what looks like needles, because there's a thread uniting these 4 thorns or needles. Yeah? So she's taking a rest. It feels like a long due rest, a kind of reset. And it feels like her heart has been taking a rest too. Almost looks like hibernation, no? So in the reverse, this means we're coming out of a state of hibernation. Maybe life has forced us, or maybe even our own bodies with this heat has forced us to slow down, to literally take a rest, take a step back, to lessen our responsibilities, to focus only on the essential, to kind of safeguard our energy. The expression comes to mind again, reculer pour mieux sauter. It's French and it means recoil to be able to jump better. No? So perhaps you have been in a state of rest, of reset. Huh? Let's see the second card. Knight of Wands. Okay. So reading these 2 together, it feels to me like after this period of rejuvenation that was necessary to regroup your energy, you are now ready like the Knight of Wands with your passion to go after your passion. You have respected your bodies and your minds and your heart's need for rest. But now, with this Knight of Wands energy, you're ready to go. Look at the stallion in the back. He's dancing to this girl's drum beat, which is on fire. Her rhythm is on fire. Let's see what the next cards are. Maybe a question to ask would be, what is it that is setting your heart on fire at the moment? Where is your passion leading you? Thank you so much. It's wonderful to respect our energy ebbs and flows and to go with the energy instead of fighting the current, to respect our needs for rest, just like the seasons, to respect the fact that we can't always be giving 180%. It's literally, oh, there are too many cards. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, too many cards, guys. Too many cards. I was saying that it's very wise if we respect our body's rhythms. I mean, literally, I read somewhere and very much resonated with me. Climate change is happening inside of our bodies. When we burn out, it's literally us not respecting our own ecosystem, our own holistic energy movements, internal energy movements. So are you surprised that outside it's burning if you yourself, your own body is on fire from stress, from fatigue? You know, as within, so without. Everything outside is a reflection of our inner state. So the more we respect our bodies, the more we respect our own nature, the more we're able to respect the outer nature, because we're essentially connected. No? In any case, my question was, what is this passion? What is the passion that is igniting your heart again? Where is this passion taking you? Where is this passion taking you? And one more. Okay. Where is this passion taking you? Okay. I've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So, upright, the Ace of Cups, as you can see here, is the cups in the tarot stand for our emotions, for our emotional state, to do also with love, with the relationships we have, the connections we have to our own heart. So the Ace of Cups in the upright is literally our cup of self-love. Our cup of self-love that is overflowing. It's when it's overflowing that we can truly give, because only when we filled our own cup can we genuinely give to others without manipulating, without the need, or without coming from a state of lack. No? So here you actually see the Ace of Cups overflowing. You see that energy coming out in the heart center, our true center, radiating outward. So in the reverse, it feels to me that you are directing that divine love towards yourself, towards your own passions, towards your own interests, towards all these projects that you've been wanting to do but perhaps put on hold for various reasons, or maybe various excuses, if we're honest with ourselves. So the cup of love is there, but we are guarding it for ourselves at the moment. We are realizing that actually it is ourselves first that deserve our love. That we are worthy of our own self-love, and that it is not selfish to put ourselves first. To put ourselves first meaning to create energetic boundaries around toxic energy, to create boundaries around our time, the energy we give to other people, because the most important person is actually ourselves, and not in a selfish way, more in a way that we respect ourselves. We respect our projects, our dreams, our desires. So this is where this fiery, passionate energy is going towards our own self-love, our growth, and our projects. And this is great. This is great. Hmm. What is the consequence of us pursuing our personal projects and us loving ourselves to the max? What is the consequence? This is the fourth card. What is the consequence of us filling our own cup first? What are we calling in with this stream of self-love? You won't believe it. Oh, two cards. I'll take the first one first. I won't look at the other one. We're calling in the King of Cups. It is law of attraction. Perhaps in the past we poured our energy outwards towards other people. It feels like you're a very empathetic person. You want to be there for others. You're eager to help. You're compassionate. Compassion actually means to sit with the passion, the pain of others, to be compassionate towards others. But perhaps you're precisely redirecting that cup of self-love towards yourself because you've exhausted yourself in the past. You've learned the hard way that you cannot give from an empty cup, that you are just as worthy of receiving your own love as anybody around you, that you need to care for yourself first. Remember, like in the airplane, put your mask on first and then even to your child, because you can only be of use to others if you first are stable and feel fulfilled and are charged up with your own battery, with the energy of source. No? And ironically, by doing that, by coming from this new sense of wholeness, you are attracting that which perhaps in the past you, without knowing or unconsciously, you pushed away because you were coming from a point of lack. Your own lack of self-love, of self-value, of self-respect repelled perhaps a King of Cups in the past. And now that you are directing this cup of love towards yourself and you are feeling whole, you're no longer coming from lack. You are attracting, you're a magnet. You are attracting the very love that you thought was lost. And the King of Cups, if you look closely, is sitting on top of water. He's a master of the elements. He's not consumed nor overwhelmed by his emotions, which the water represent. He's attuned to the water. He's attuned to his own cup of love. He's steering it. He's mastering it. He's wise. Look at the radiance, the aura, the light coming out of him. He is dedicated to his spiritual practice. He's sitting here in half lotus in a contemplative, meditative stance. He carries, oh, I need to look at the card close up. Oh yeah, a mala, a bead of mala, a mala bead around his neck, and the fish pendulum, which signifies abundance. So he himself is also whole. And he might be he might be attracting you now that you are standing in your power, in your wholeness as well. You see a ship in the back. It talks about travel, potential travel. So, this is exciting. This was the fourth card, the King of Cups. The fifth card, I'll show it in front of you, is the Eight of Cups. Okay. Now, let's look at the Eight of Cups together. You see one cup burning and one cup drowning in what looks like a swamp, a lake, and you see a figure, a lady, walking towards the sunset or sunrise, towards what looks like a new horizon. This one cup that is burning looks like what she left behind. She was passionate about, but she realized that it wasn't bringing her fulfillment. It was causing her pain. that she had to choose herself despite the love, the burning cup. She had to choose herself and walk towards her own dreams, her own wholeness, her own fulfillment. Because what the Eight of Cups insinuate or suggest is that a lot of cups have drowned, just like this one in the corner, drowned in a swamp, in stagnant water. Something was not flowing, and she had to painfully realize that it was time to go. Perhaps this is an experience that the King of Cups and you actually share, because the Eight of Cups comes after the King of Cups card. So perhaps without you knowing, you are attracting somebody that shares a similar background or history of brokenheartedness or disappointment. And it is only now that you're standing in your wholeness that, you know that saying, like attracts like, that you are attracting someone wholesome, someone who's ready to build, someone who is willing to share his or her cup of love with you, because it's overflowing, not because we're trying to fill an empty cup from someone else. No, we are now able and open to share a full cup, and we know the pain of the journey it took this far. We know that it took a lot of painful lessons to get this far, but perhaps it's precisely this detour, walking away from disappointment and finding and filling our own cup, that this shared experience is bringing both of you back together. So this is the fifth card, the Eight of Cups. We've got one more card to go. I guess the question here would be, what is the shared dream between this King of Cups and you? What is the shared dream? What vision do you share? Thank you so much. It's an exciting story. What is the shared vision that you and the King of Cups share? Card fell to the ground. It's the Five of Wands in reverse now. Let's look at it upright. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict. You see a group of men and women scrambling to reach for a fire. They don't look like they're collaborating. They're more like fighting against each other or competing against each other. And in the process, derrumbando, gosh, how do you say it in English? Destroying the actual structure that they were maybe supposed to build together. And what they're reaching for is an elusive fire, maybe the ego's passion. So this can be outer inner conflict. And as we know, the universe is a hall of mirrors, so everything out there is a reflection of our inner state. So perhaps we were having a lot of inner conflict that then expressed itself in outer conflict, potentially with somebody here of the opposite gender or some potential partner. I'm saying that because of the men and women in there, no? Now, the last card is the sixth card. It's the reverse. So if we track back, we have taken the lessons of this disappointment. We have chosen ourselves. And in choosing ourselves, we're actually attracting somebody of similar background, similar history, who walked a similar path towards his own wholeness. And actually, by ironically tending to our own fire, our own passions, our own self-love, the very person we're attracting is someone who shares the same dream of coming out of conflict, of ending the conflict that perhaps you had with this very precise King of Cups. Perhaps this King of Cups is someone from the past. Perhaps this journey, let's recap. I'm going to recap, I love this. I have to do this mirror reversed. Let's track back. perhaps this journey towards wholeness and this journey towards regrouping and tending to our own needs, our body's needs, our mind's needs, our soul needs for rest, our heart's need for rest, has helped us lay down the swords. Swords in the tarot are the sword suit is the mental aspect. So we have dropped the ego. We have listened to our body, who was telling us, hey, stop it. I need rest. I need water. I need vegetables. I need quiet. By us tending to this, we have actually stoked our inner fire of passion. We are made of the 4 elements: water, fire, air, and earth. And we are alchemists also. So by resting, we have ignited that spark of passion again with us, which has helped us maybe alchemize the pain during this period of incubation, during this period of rest. And we are ready to go now again to put all of this fiery passion back into our own cup of love, into our own projects, into our own spiritual growth, into our own personal growth. Because we have learned that we can only truly give if our own cup is filled. That it's only when we are filled with the energy of source, when we have tapped into our own source, and source with capital letters, that we can give to others from a non-controlling and non-manipulative and non-egocentric space. And ironically, by doing this, we are attracting a King of Cups, who maybe has been on the same path of self-discovery, of self-growth, of learning these hard lessons, of learning to master filling his own cup, of learning to be in touch with our emotions without being swamped by them. Somebody who's also versed in spiritual practices that ground us in the everyday and that ground us also to earth and to spirit. So there seems to be a parallel path of you and someone else who has taken the journey of choosing yourself, himself, of coming out of a situation that was highly disappointing, emotionally disappointing, unfulfilling. A journey of taking the necessary, painful but necessary steps towards our own horizon, our own future, chosen future. And by doing so, by choosing ourselves, our healing, our need for rest, our quiet time, our reboot time, by being devoted to our spiritual practices, by committing to our healthy practices of healing and being there for our body, by resolving our inner conflict, we are calling in perhaps a resolution of an outer conflict that was in the past a reflection of our own inner turmoil. Remember that nothing exists outside ourselves. What comes into our reality is our own manifestation. We are the creators of our reality. So by taking back our power and filling our own cup, we are able to harmonize internally and harmonize relationships out there. I love this story. I'd like to know if you've been in this period of reset. I definitely have been. I had to cut out a lot of physical activities with this heat and really narrow down my activities to the essential every day and incorporate a lot of rest. So I feel like pulling one general oracle card from the Enchanted map oracle cards for us. Okay? So thank you, Spirit, angels, guardians, for this beautiful story. Let me know if it resonated. And I want to pull one card now for anyone who's watching here with me and for myself. a general card of advice for the second half of August. Or maybe, let's be more precise, for this week. Today is Monday, yeah? So a general card of advice after this beautiful story of coming out of conflict by tending to our own passions, our own self-love. Do you have any more advice for us? Thank you so much. One card of advice, maybe more. Let's see. Ready. Okay. I'm pulling them as I found them. The first one is slow and steady in the reverse. Isn't that what we've been talking about? So slow and steady wins the race. Now in the reverse, let me just check the booklet. Slow and steady. Literally says in here, slow and steady wins the race. So reversed. Pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success, but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down. Breathe. Meditate. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus on the now, breathing in the beauty of your surroundings, will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. All fruits shall ripen in their own time. Isn't this so in tandem with our little short story here? That we're called to take this step back, to go with the flow, the hot summer temperatures, and just be easy with ourselves. Don't overload ourselves, don't stress. Yeah. So if you haven't already, this card again is encouraging us to tend to our health practices, our spiritual practices, to stay grounded, to be well in the body. It's okay to rest. Allow yourself to rest. This is one card. Then we have sad embrace in the reverse though. So here we see this elf angel sitting on a gargoyle or something, a monument, with the moon shining bright, but in the reverse. So let's see what this is all about. 45. Sad embrace. Loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. Reversed. Are you suffering over suffering? Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this too shall pass. You're not a victim, only a traveler on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. This ties in very well with our short story, taking the lessons of our past disappointments and actually getting to that higher vision or bigger picture perspective where we can see that even or maybe especially the hard times, especially the losses taught us essential lessons. That is the gift when we reach that point of acceptance and of wisdom. No? It takes time to work ourselves up to that perspective. So take courage, be gentle with yourself, let go. Don't get ensnared with the ego stories of poor me. The antidote I always advise is gratitude. When I'm caught in my own ego stories or projections of the past pain or future scenarios, I try and ground myself. I practice to ground myself in the beauty and abundance that surrounds me. I count my blessings, literally. And that elevates me or switches the vibration into that of gratitude, which immediately opens the doors for more abundance. No? Gratitude is the bliss and the miracle frequency. So let go of the pain, let go of the past. Cherish it, hold it, don't reject it, but be willing to let it go. No? Once you do that, you open the gates of grace and abundance. And the last one was, all right, making a choice. So you see this skyline of a path, which then dissects into two portals, one purple and one golden, both equally alluring. And this is in the reverse. So let's see. Numero 30. Gosh, guys, I'm sweating. Right, you're required to come to a decision now, reversed. This is not the time to abdicate responsibility for your life. Letting others choose for you doesn't make things easier. Don't compromise because you're afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. Even if you've opted for a difficult path, you can always make another choice in the future. There's great power in reclaiming your ability to choose. No one can take that away from you, no matter what. Don't give your power away. If you're willing to be rigorously honest with yourself about your motives behind your choices, you may see the need to change things. You can change course and choose another route. Just be willing to clean up what you've left behind. It's a good reminder that we always have a choice, no? We have a choice of how to look at things. We can literally rewrite our past by choosing to look at it differently, by taking the lessons of our times of despair, of suffering, of darkness. So we always have a choice to look at ourselves and our story from a point of victimhood or from a point of empowerment. We make that choice moment by moment. It's a tough one because it's kind of scary to take full responsibility for our choices and hence our reality. It's often easier to go down the victim route and point fingers, whether it's point fingers at ourselves, point fingers at our parents, point fingers at others, the government, etc. To really stand in your power requires 100% accountability for even every thought that you're having, because it is a choice to follow one train of thought towards negativity or one train of thought towards abundance. There's a saying, heaven and hell are only one thought apart, and we constantly choose. So let's tend to our awareness and let's be conscious with gentleness always. Ma? So I'm going to leave this at that. And with this reading, I'm commemorating my own resurrection out of a deep, dark depression I thought I would never get out of. I'm grateful for this very moment. I'm grateful for myself, for having had the resilience and the faith in something larger, for keeping that seed of light within me, for protecting it and eventually making it grow. So I'm thankful for myself. I'm thankful for you watching here. I'm thankful for being able to share these stories with you and for reading the cards in front of you. And I know that things only get better. I know that the best is yet to come, that I choose my reality with every thought and every belief that I nurture, and that I'm grateful to be a human being at this point in time, because we are in this beautiful era of transition where we are able to make better choices and create a better world if we so choose. And that we are the change. We are the change. By healing, we are creating a better world because we are all connected. Our personal healing raises not only our own frequency, but the frequency of the collective. I'm grateful. And I'm sending out infinite love and infinite gratitude to you. Vale? I'll see you soon. I'm Magic Mel. My channel is called Mel's Magic. If you like my video, please hit the like button down here and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. Share with friends and family. And stay tuned for more. Vale? Aquí estamos. And next time I'll have Owl behind me. I miss that guy. Okay, all the best to you. Lots of light and love. Bye.